All right. But next things next. Apple, something about AI, and it looks like they got themselves into more of a mess. So we are going to see if is it really a mess, or is it some good news for once. The last time I've been caught, the last few times I've covered Apple has been strictly negative. No more electric car, no more Vision. I mean, Vision Pro's getting returned. It's just it doesn't seem like everything's floating in a boat right now. We did talk about some of the AI that they brought up, so let's hopefully this is just some good news for once. Maybe it's some development around the AI and things, and that's it. But yeah, let's take a peek. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps out the algorithm.
Shares of Apple dipping about 3% today after unveiling this pair of new MacBook models, including a bold claim that the machine is, quote, the world's best consumer laptop for AI. That's the focus of today's Tech Check with Deirdre Bosa. Morning, Dee.
Hey, good morning, Carl. So what exactly does the world's best consumer laptop do? Basically, better camera features, speech-to-text, translation, autofill, etc. More of an evolution of stuff that we already have, that our iPhones already do, and that we expect versus something more groundbreaking, like, for example, a new Siri chatbot. And that may not be enough. As investors, they're getting impatient searching for Apple's AI strategy. Shares are down nearly 10% this year, and they're down 3% today. The release of an AI laptop, this highlights an upsell cycle strategy, the idea that Apple can leverage AI features to its products to encourage customers to upgrade or pay for additional services. Samsung is already trying to do this with its latest Galaxy smartphone lineup, and it is likely that Apple is going to.
Samsung ain't trying. Samsung said they doing it. They said they doing it. Guess who's gonna have a new phone in a few weeks? This guy. This guy. He's gonna have a new phone in a little bit, man. I'm telling you. Samsung said they gonna do it. They ain't say they wasn't gonna do it. It's up to Apple to compete. Right now, you have to compete. Your event wasn't as soon as Samsung's. It's your event's almost 6 months after Samsung's. You have to show something good for your consumers, because that 10% and 3% in the last 2 days is going to become 50. Um, yeah, Apple has that, and look at even the title right here. Apple plays AI catch up. They playing catch up for everything. They're literally playing catch up for everything. They've been doing it for years. I feel like Apple has the stuff. They just will hold on to it for as long as possible, and maybe that's just a scheduling thing. But I don't know. How faithful are y'all in this? Y'all think they catching up, need to catch up and stuff? I'm more curious about these product. Like you're talking about, it's the world best computer for AI. Like I bet you it's gonna be that giant dock thing that costs 20 grand that they're updating for AI, and that's the world's best computer, and that's so annoying. It like it says laptop, but who freaking knows at this point? I am more impatient because I want to see this event already. I want to see the new stuff that they've came out with and go on from there. That's what I'm looking forward to from Apple.
To do this again with new iPhone models. Now, the street, though, is divided on whether it's enough, whether that can get Apple caught up in this AI race. Melius Research writing this morning, forget the car. What matters most for this stock is the AI strategy launch coming in June. Now, for them, it is the most important launch since the iPhone that it says could drive a super cycle. So that would certainly change the thesis there. But as investors, they await this potentially, and I highlight potentially big announcement, others in the space are pushing forward. Today, Gen AI startup darling Anthropic debuted Claude 3. That is its most powerful chatbot yet. Google's Gemini launch, we've been talking a lot about it. It was a mess, but it continues to.
So you telling me y'all trying to blame this on Apple? What are we in, 140 right now? Google is down 3.5%. They're down 3.5% for the 2 day. Apple is only down 3. Them dropping 3% ain't because of what's going on for AI and stuff right now. No, I'm just saying that. Like, yeah, they're gonna be dropping because everybody's expecting this thing, but I actually seen some stuff about I seen some stuff about a lot of CEOs and owners taking out money. So all their stocks are dropping right now and they're waiting for people to sell out so that they can put their money back in there and it can just grow right back. I heard a lot of people saying that CEOs and the billionaires and whatever and the people with the money are all doing this right now just so that they can make more. And they're just doing that this time of the year because Google's Google's doing worse right now. And the video has been going down crazy recently. And this is what they're not going to tell you in this one video. Like, you really have to be up to date and know what's going on, or you'll see this one thing and be like, oh yeah, Apple sucks. But they snitched on themselves right here. Google down too. I mean, yeah, it's supposed to have Gemini and the Samsungs and all that stuff, but they're down. So that makes me think that it's not an Apple thing right now. It's another thing. So I'm really curious about how that all is gonna just play out. But we gonna see. We gonna see.
To test to get it right, and by the way, also released an open source large language model, which some believe could prove more exciting than anything that we're using now. And I just wanted to point out this chart as well from the Journal today, because if you follow the dollars like we do, there is this major delta in R&D spending between Apple and other mega caps. Apple on the far left of your screen, its total R&D outlay last year represented less than 8% of its annual revenue. Alphabet and Amazon averaged more than 17% of their reported revenue. Meta, nearly 30%. Now,
What does this mean for a company, yo? The cost of building new tech, R&D costs as percentages of annual revenue. So how much they paid percentage-wise of building new tech and the revenue that came within it. Apple does a lot of stuff in-house, so I don't know if that means that this is kind of bogus, because since they have a lot of stuff in-house, like all their chips and everything, when their events that they go over, they're doing a lot of the stuff on their own. I don't know if this means that, hey, their costs are just lower because of them actually doing that, and other companies could be outsourcing way more than Apple is. Or Apple just does not invest much in creating new technologies and stuff like that, and they're not putting the money in to create something new and advance further. A lot of the stuff that they have is a lot of recyclable stuff. They're not really too much different than what was coming out previous years. The Vision Pro's been their new product released after how long? Like, so I don't know if to view that as a good or a bad thing right there. Tell me if you have more insight on how this works, this chart. Let me know in the comments, because I'm curious.
Apple does need to play catch up and build up infrastructure and buy GPUs like some of its competitors. This could be a long uphill battle, but I say, guys, this is a very contentious issue in tech, whether AI is going to kind of be able to leapfrog some of the others because of that 2 billion installed base, or whether it really does need to play catch up here.
And Apple's going to be building everything with their Apple Silicon, so they're not going to be buying anything. That's what's taking them so long. They doing everything from scratch. They are doing everything from scratch. Everything gonna be alright. Cause Apple says so. They say so. But yeah. Apple's frustrates me. You know, I have enough Apple products to be frustrated. They frustrate me so much, They give me a headache sometimes. I really am, like, June could be the greatest bust in all time if something is not done right. It can be either a big thing or it can be a complete bust. So everybody pray for Apple. If you like Apple, pray for them. It could get ugly. It could get ugly. They still gonna be around, of course, for some time. You know, they'll just do it next year or whatever. But I'm more worried about what they gonna do with it.